In the cold depths of space, far from the warmth of familiar stars, a small blue-green planet struggled to hold on to life. Its cities, once bustling with alien voices and shimmering lights, were now silent shadows of a time long past. On the surface, strange creatures moved slowly, their eyes glazed with confusion and fear. The great forests, once alive with color and sound, were dark and empty. No one knew what was killing them. No one understood why the sky had turned so gray far above. In a hidden command center orbiting the planet, an alien scientist named Laura stared at the flickering screens. The data was confusing, terrifying. Life was fading, fast. "We don't have much time," she whispered. Her voice trembled. "The extinction is silent. But it's coming." The other scientists nodded, their faces pale. They had tried everything, sending drones, analyzing the soil, examining the air, but nothing stopped the dying. Suddenly an idea struck Laura. "We have to send a call for help, signal to anyone who can hear us." But this was no ordinary signal. The planet's communication systems were almost destroyed, damaged by years of strange attacks and natural disasters. The message had to be simple, strong. A last hope. With shaking hands, Laura prepared the ancient emergency beacon device built centuries ago, meant to reach beyond their star system to unknown allies or distant friends. As the beacon powered up, the message began to broadcast. "SOS. Help us. We are dying." Far across the galaxy, on a blue planet called Earth, a signal finally flickered into existence. It was faint, strange, and unlike anything the scientists had ever seen. It was a cry for help, coming from the shadows of space, at the Earth's base. Command, a young officer named Maya, received the alert. She watched the strange signal pulse across the screen, her heart pounding. This can't be ignored," she said. But not everyone agreed. "Old signals like this usually mean nothing," senior officer said dismissively. "Why waste resources on a distant planet we don't know?" Maya shook her head. "This is different. It's too clear, too desperate." In the days that followed, Earth's best scientists and military commanders gathered to decode the SOS. What they found shocked them all. The message was ancient, older than any known alien civilization. It spoke of a threat so big, so terrifying, that entire worlds could be destroyed. And most of all, it carried a warning. Do not come. But Earth was already on its way. Deep in classified chambers, a decision was made. The Deathworlders, Earth's legendary warriors, feared across the galaxy, would respond. The galaxy held its breath, because some calls for help are more than just cries. They are alarms, and answering them can awaken monsters far beyond Earth's. Peaceful blue skies in the cold emptiness of space, the Deathworlder fleet stirred from their long silence. For centuries, they had waited. Silent watchers on the edge of human space, powers feared even by Earth's own leaders. Commander Sloan stood on the command bridge of the flagship Vindicator. Her sharp eyes scanned the star maps glowing in front of her. The signal. From the alien planet, she said, voice low and steady, was no mistake. It was a call for help and a warning. General Hart, standing beside her, folded his arms. Our sensors detected unusual energy signatures around that system. Something is very wrong. Sloan nodded. We are not just going to help. We are going to end the threat. Far below, the Deathworlder warriors prepared their ships for battle. Their armor was thick, their weapons deadly, and their resolve unbreakable. They begged for aid, Sloan thought quietly, and we will deliver total war. The fleet jumped into hyperspace, crossing light years in moments. Meanwhile, the alien planet awaited skies, darkening with the approach of war. On the ground, survivors looked up and whispered, "Are the Deathworlders coming to save us, or to destroy us?" Only time would tell. The Deathworlder fleet emerged from hyperspace, the stars stretching into lines of light before snapping back to points. Ahead lay the alien planet, shrouded in thick clouds and dark smoke. Commander Sloan watched silently as the ships moved. "Into position? This world is broken," she said. but we'll find the enemy. On the surface, the aliens had gathered in small groups, hiding among the ruins. Their faces showed hope and fear. Then, from the depths below, something stirred, ancient. Machines, long forgotten, began to hum. The ground trembled. Suddenly, monstrous creatures burst from underground tunnels, metal and flesh combined. Moving with terrifying speed, the Deathworlders dropped into battle formations. Energy weapons fired, lighting the dark skies. The fight was brutal. The alien survivors watched in awe as Earth's warriors fought with unmatched skill and power. But the true enemy was still hidden. Watching, waiting, Sloane knew this was only the beginning. The Deathworlder fleet had settled into orbit, their ships casting cold shadows over the alien world below. But the surface was not the real battleground. Commander Sloane knew this fight ran far deeper beneath the cracked soil and ruined cities. Hidden enemies waited inside the main warship. The Vindicator Sloane gathered her top officers. The war room was dim, illuminated only by flickering holoscreens showing scans and enemy movements. "Reports from the ground teams are troubling," said Captain Rill, the tactical officer. "The creatures attacking us are not native. They're mechanical, but alive in a way we don't understand." Dr. Malik, the chief scientist, leaned forward, his brow furrowed. "Our scans show a massive structure beneath the planet's crust. It's ancient, older than any recorded civilization. And it's still active." Sloane's eyes narrowed. Could this be the source of the attack? Malik nodded slowly. "More than that, it looks like a weapon. One designed to wipe out entire species." The room fell silent. Sloane's voice was low, but firm. "If this weapon fires, it won't just destroy this planet. It could spread across systems, killing billions." Outside the ship, sensors detected vibrations beneath the planet's surface. Something was moving. Suddenly the ground trembled with violent force. The planet shook as massive doors deep underground slowly opened. From the shadows emerged, towering, machines, colossal war constructs, covered in armor plates and glowing with strange energy. The Deathworlders readied their weapons. The battle was about to grow even deadlier. On the planet's surface, surviving aliens looked to the sky, their faces pale with fear. One elder whispered, "The ancient enemy has awakened." Sloane clenched her fists. "We have no choice. We must destroy that weapon, no matter the cost." As the war machines advanced, energy weapons blazed, and explosions shook the planet. The Deathworlders fought fiercely, but the enemy was relentless in ancient terror rising again. The fate of the planet, and perhaps the galaxy, hung by a thread. The sky above the alien planet burned with fire and smoke. The ground trembled beneath the feet of warriors both human and alien locked in battle. Commander Sloane stood on the command deck of the Vindicator, watching the chaos unfold through massive viewing screens. The ancient war machines had unleashed their full power. The Deathworlders responded with unmatched fury. "This is no longer a rescue mission," Sloane said, voice cold and sharp. "It's total war." The Deathworlder fleet fired their energy cannons, lighting the dark clouds with deadly beams. Explosions rocked the surface as the war machines advanced, crushing everything in their path. On the ground, Deathworlder warriors fought hand-to-hand with the mechanical monsters. Their heavy armor absorbed blasts. Their weapons tore through steel and flesh. Every moment was a desperate struggle. Among the alien survivors, hope and terror mixed. They watched the humans fight like gods of war, brutal, relentless. It's unstoppable. Yet even as the Deathworlders pushed forward, the ancient weapons core pulsed with power deep underground, threatening to unleash a final, catastrophic blast. Dr. Malik worked feverishly with engineers to locate the core's control chamber. "We have minutes, maybe seconds," he told Sloane overcomes. "If that blast goes off, this planet will be annihilated." Sloane's eyes burned with determination. "Send a team down. We take out the core. No hesitation." The ground shook violently as more war machines erupted. From hidden tunnels, their numbers seeming endless, The Deathworlders charged with raw courage and calculated precision, clearing a path through the onslaught. Inside the core chamber, the battle was fierce and close. The team fought shadows and machines, racing against time. Finally, with a heavy blast from their plasma rifles, the core exploded in a brilliant flash. The ancient weapon was destroyed. Outside, the planet trembled one last time before falling silent. The war was over, but the cost was high. Many warriors had fallen, and the alien world lay in ruins. Commander Sloan looked to the stars. Knowing this victory was only the beginning, the galaxy will never be the same, she said. The war had ended, but the silence that followed was heavy and uneasy. The alien planet's skies were still dark, but the explosions had stopped. Smoke rose slowly from the ruins, twisting like ghosts into the cold air. Commander Sloan stood on the surface, her boots sinking into the cracked earth. Round her, the Deathworlder warriors moved carefully, scanning for any last threats. The alien survivors gathered nearby, their eyes wide with a mix of awe and fear. They looked at the Deathworlders, not just as saviors, but as powerful strangers who had changed their fate forever. Dr. Malik approached Sloan, his face tired but alert. The ancient weapon's destruction triggered a shockwave through the planet's core, he explained. It damaged the ecosystem badly. Recovery will take centuries, if it's even possible. Sloan nodded slowly. What about the wider galaxy? Could this weapon have affected others? Malik's expression grew grim. Yes. The energy signature matches patterns we've seen in other star systems. This might be just one piece of a larger threat, one we haven't fully understood yet. Suddenly, an alert sounded from the Vindicator overhead. Sloan checked the console, a message incoming from deep space. The screen flickered, and a hologram appeared. An unknown alien ambassador, face weary but determined. Your intervention saved our world, the ambassador said. But a darker shadow is rising beyond our borders. You must prepare. The warning was clear. Earth's warriors had won this battle. But the war for the galaxy was far from over. Sloan looked up at the stars. The Deathworlders had awakened something ancient, powerful, and deadly. And now, the galaxy was watching. The alien ambassador's warning echoed in Commander Sloan's mind as the Vindicator drifted silently through the cold void above the shattered planet. The battle had been fierce, but it was only a glimpse of what lay ahead. Deep in the command room, Sloan gathered her senior officers once more. We destroyed one weapon, she said, voice steady but serious. But this was only part of something much bigger. The ambassador's message warns of a darker shadow, something ancient and powerful, moving through the galaxy. Captain Rel tapped the console, bringing up star maps dotted with strange energy signatures. Our scans show unusual activity. Near the galactic core energy bursts, mass disappearances of entire fleets. Whatever this is, it's spreading. Dr. Malik studied data streams. The ancient weapon we destroyed shares technology with these new threats. It's like a web, each part connected, controlled by a central force. Sloan's eyes narrowed. Then we must find the source before it finds us. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, unknown forces watched. In dark star systems, alien commanders whispered of humanity's growing power and the Deathworlders' terrifying reputation. They have awakened, one said in a harsh voice. We must act before they bring war to our doorstep.
Act on.
The Vindicator Sloan stared at the stars. The path ahead was dangerous and uncertain, but she knew one thing: to save the galaxy. The Deathworlders would have to fight shadows darker than any before. The true war was just beginning. The stars above shimmered cold and distant as the Vindicator prepared to jump into hyperspace once more. Commander Sloan stood firm on the bridge, her heart steady but her mind racing. The galaxy was no longer just a place of wonder. It was a battlefield. Messages poured in from allied worlds, each warning of strange fleets appearing at their borders. Of planets falling silent without a trace. The Deathworlders had answered one cry for help, but now a flood of darkness threatened every corner of space. Sloan addressed her crew, her voice clear and strong. We fight not just to save one planet, but to protect every world in this galaxy. We face an enemy unlike any we have seen. But we will not falter. The crew's eyes burned with fierce determination. They knew the war ahead would be long, brutal, and unforgiving. As the engines roared to life, the Vindicator surged forward, peering into the star-streaked tunnel of hyperspace. In the shadows beyond known space, enemies stirred, waiting. But the Deathworlders were ready. The galaxy's silent guardians had awakened. And this time, they would fight until the very end.